Welcome, everyone. Ready to dive into the life of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. We're going to explore how she became such a powerful advocate for gender equality.
Sounds fascinating.
Yeah, and we've got these excerpts from a potential podcast script about RBG. Should be pretty insightful.
Oh, cool.
We'll trace her journey, from those early obstacles she faced to her legal battles. And get this, her unexpected rise to pop culture icon status.
It's really interesting. To understand RBG's full impact, we really need to go back to her beginnings. Born back in 1933 to Jewish immigrant parents in Brooklyn.
Wow,
Her mother, Celia Bader, was a huge influence.
I can imagine.
Instilled a love for learning, which back then went against the grain, societal norms and all.
Right,
It wasn't just pushing education, though.
yeah.
It was about empowering RBG to think for herself, challenge the way things were.
So it was deeper than just a typical mother-daughter bond.
Absolutely. This was about shaping a mindset.
Wow,
A mindset that would later drive her fight for equality.
I see. So it all started there.
Right. Now, fast forward to Harvard Law School.
Okay.
Picture this. She's one of only 9 women
9.
in a class of over 500 men.
Oh, wow. Intense.
Talk about a pressure cooker. But even after graduating Columbia Law in '59,
She was good to go then, right?
you'd think so, but the bias against women lawyers was everywhere. It's unbelievable that someone so qualified
She couldn't catch a break.
struggled to find work simply because she was a woman.
It's mind-boggling. You think about all that potential wasted because of prejudice.
Yeah, a sobering thought.
Definitely.
And, this early, very personal experience with discrimination, it's what ignited her passion for gender equality.
Became her life mission.
Exactly.
It makes sense that she ended up joining the ACLU's Women's Rights Project in the 70s.
Right. She saw the power of the law to fight back against that inequality.
Cocked.
Her approach was really fascinating.
As so.
She knew that to make real change, she had to target the very foundation of discrimination built into the legal system.
I see.
It wasn't enough to just overturn laws that were obviously sexist on the surface.
Right.
She had to expose those seemingly neutral laws, the ones that reinforced harmful stereotypes,
Oh, the hidden ones.
the sneaky ones.
Gotcha.
And a perfect example is Reed v. Reed in 1971.
I've heard of that case.
This landmark case dealt with a law that actually gave men preference over women
Preference in what way?
and handling estates. Didn't scream gender discrimination at first glance,
Right.
but RBG saw right through it.
Clever.
Argued it violated the 14th Amendment, the Equal Protection Clause, which basically guarantees equal protection for all citizens.
Hold on. For those who aren't legal experts,
Oh, sure.
can we break down what that clause actually means?
Of course. So the 14th Amendment, ratified way back in 1868, was a game changer. It basically says states can't deny anyone within their jurisdiction equal protection under the law, meaning everyone, regardless of race, gender, anything, deserves the same legal rights and protections.
So this became like the ultimate weapon against discriminatory laws.
Powerful weapon, yes. Now, going back to Reed v. Reed,
Okay.
RBG argued that this automatic preference based on gender violated that fundamental right. And get this, it was the first time the Supreme Court actually struck down a law because of gender discrimination.
Wow, that's huge.
A turning point. This win wasn't just about one case, it set a precedent, changed how the courts looked at gender discrimination.
Suddenly the playing field was different.
Exactly. Any law that seemed neutral but had a discriminatory impact could be challenged.
That's incredible. So this one case opened the floodgates.
You could say that.
I'm guessing she didn't stop there.
Oh, not even close. RBG went on to argue 6 gender equality cases before the Supreme Court
6.
and won 5 of them. Her arguments were strategic, meticulous.
So effective. This wasn't just luck.
Right, she wasn't just winning, she was changing the entire conversation around gender equality.
Yeah, making people think differently.
Forcing society to confront the reality of what women faced.
Hidden inequalities, too.
Even those buried in those seemingly neutral laws. It's fascinating, isn't it?
Totally. And it all started with her mom instilling that love for learning. It's amazing how it all connects.
Absolutely.
I'm already hooked. Can't wait to see where this deep dive takes us next.
Oh, we're just getting started. RBG's story is full of twists and turns.
I bet.
All showcasing her dedication to justice and that strategic brilliance using the law to create real change.
I'm ready.
From legal powerhouse to pop culture icon.
I know, right? It's amazing.
Really shows her ability to connect with people, go beyond just the courtroom.
It's true. It's like dissent is everywhere now. Mugs, T-shirts.
Oh yeah, it's everywhere.
Even tattoos. It's become a symbol.
Definitely a rallying cry for anyone who feels unheard.
Exactly. What's so interesting to me is how this woman,
Yeah.
she was petite, soft-spoken, and she became this huge symbol of strength, like resistance.
It's true. She really embodies this idea that you don't have to be loud to be powerful.
It's like her quiet determination just spoke volumes.
Exactly. Intellect, strategy, commitment to justice
So powerful.
can be just as effective.
Right. Way more than just some, like, grand jest there.
Totally.
And the pop culture phenomenon around her is just wild.
Oh, it is.
Memes, documentaries. There's even that Saturday Night Live character.
I love that character.
She's like a superhero for justice.
It speaks to that ability to connect with people,
For sure.
make complex legal stuff relatable, inspiring.
Which is not easy.
No, it's a rare skill.
But really, to maintain that level of dedication for so long,
Decades.
especially with health challenges, that's extraordinary. It says a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, she kept serving on the Supreme Court even when her health declined.
Her sense of duty was just,
Amazing.
it's a powerful example of resilience, that determination to keep working, to have her voice heard,
No matter what,
even with those personal struggles.
her story goes beyond just legal wins. It's about the human spirit, the belief in a better future.
And that willingness to fight for it.
Even when the odds are stacked against you. It's inspiring.
Absolutely. And you know, it's interesting because despite her achievements,
So many.
RBG never claimed to be perfect.
Oh yeah, she was very open about her own growth.
Exactly. She openly acknowledged how her views evolved on certain issues.
Which is pretty admirable.
Very. It shows that growth, progress, it's a journey. It's okay to change your mind.
Right, as you learn more. That's such a powerful message, especially these days.
It is.
Because people could be so rigid in their views.
It's true. Unwilling to budge.
RBG was different. She was open to dialogue, listening to other viewpoints.
And evolving her own understanding.
Amazing.
This open-mindedness, intellectual humility, we could all use a bit more of that.
Totally. Recognizing that none of us have all the answers.
And that real progress comes from, well, talking to each other, learning from one another.
Working together, it's a team effort.
Exactly. It's a reminder that the pursuit of justice, well, it takes all of us. Listening to each other, empathy.
Right, and working together.
To create a fairer society. And, you know, RBG might be gone.
Yeah.
But her legacy, it's still alive, and it's up to all of us to carry that torch,
Keep it going.
keep fighting for equality, and never stop pushing for a more just world.
Her life is a guide, a blueprint for creating change.
It really is.
It's about using your voice, your skills, whatever platform you have,
Right.
to fight injustice, advocate for a better future.
And remembering that even the small things,
Yeah.
they can make a difference. Every step matters.
Every step towards a more equitable world.
Exactly. Contributes to the bigger picture.
It's about recognizing that we all have a role to play
Absolutely.
in building a society where everyone can thrive, no matter their gender, their race,
Anything.
any of those arbitrary factors. That's a legacy worth fighting for.
It is. RBG showed us that it's possible.
So true. And now it's our turn. But before we move on,
Yeah.
I keep thinking about all the opposition she faced,
Oh, yeah.
the criticism throughout her career.
Intense.
How does she handle all that? What kept her going when things got tough?
It's a great question because it's easy to look at her accomplishments
Right.
and admire them from afar.
But there was so much more to it.
But we can't forget the courage, the resilience it took to keep going.
I mean, she was breaking down barriers,
Major barriers.
challenging those power structures that have been around forever,
And facing backlash.
big time, from people who didn't want things to change. That couldn't have been easy.
Not at all. And that's where her inner strength comes in.
Wow.
That unshakable belief in what she was fighting for.
She wouldn't back down.
She knew what she was doing was right. And she refused to be silenced.
It's like she had this inner compass guiding her.
That unwavering sense of justice.
Wow.
That's a lesson for all of us. When we're fighting for what we believe in, we need that conviction.
That fire in your belly.
That commitment to our values. Because, let's be honest, fighting for equality, it's not a walk in the park.
No.
There will be setbacks, criticism, times when you feel like giving up.
When it feels impossible.
But RBG's story teaches us,
Yeah.
don't let those challenges break you. You have to find that strength to keep going.
To hold on to that vision of a better world.
Exactly. Keep pushing forward, even when it's hard.
And that's the real legacy, isn't it?
It is.
It's more than just the legal victories.
It's bigger than that.
It's about that spirit, the belief in justice, and the courage to stand up for what's right.
Even when it's not popular.
Yeah, even when it's hard. You hit the nail on the head. RBG's life shows us what's possible.
Human resilience,
Yeah.
dedication, and the impact one person can have.
Incredible. This has been so insightful. RBG's story, it's a reminder that we can all be a part of this.
The fight for equality.
We can all make a difference. So we've talked about her impact, but
Yeah.
I'd love to hear more about the actual strategies she used to create that change.
Oh, yeah. That's the next level.
I want to know her secrets.
We'll uncover the brilliance, the planning, the dedication. Stay tuned for part 3. We'll unlock the secrets of RBG's success and learn how to apply that to our own lives.
All right, back to Ruth Bader Ginsburg. We've talked about her incredible life, but now I'm really curious about those strategies she used, to make real, lasting change.
It's fascinating, right? Like peeking behind the curtain to see how she did it.
Exactly.
RBG was never one for fiery speeches.
No.
Not really her style. Her approach was all about meticulous arguments, carefully crafted.
Oh, interesting.
All based on, like, a deep understanding of how the legal system worked.
So she was playing the long game, thinking several steps ahead.
Precisely. She knew real change doesn't happen overnight.
It takes time.
Patience, persistence, and a willingness to, take calculated risks.
One of the things that always blows my mind is how she often chose to represent men in gender discrimination cases.
Oh, right.
Why that strategy? What was she thinking?
Brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah?
By showing that those laws, the ones that seem gender neutral,
Yeah, the sneaky one.
could actually harm men. She completely changed the narrative.
Shifted the perspective.
It challenged that whole idea that gender equality was just a women's issue.
Uh-huh. So it wasn't us versus them.
Exactly.
It was about fairness for everyone.
It affected everyone.
Love that. Such a smart way to dismantle that old idea that, if women gain something, men lose something.
It's not a zero-sum game.
Exactly. And it worked, right? I mean, it resonated with the courts.
It did.
It helped her gain support in places you wouldn't expect.
Definitely. And another interesting thing about her approach,
What's that?
she often focused on those incremental changes
Okay.
instead of trying to overhaul like the entire system all at once.
Yeah, makes sense.
That shows her strategic thinking again.
How so?
She knew that if you push too hard too fast,
Yeah,
it can backfire.
right.
So she targeted specific laws, specific precedents,
Okay.
carefully building momentum towards that bigger systemic change.
So strategic, almost like she was playing chess,
I like that analogy.
Always thinking several moves ahead, anticipating the other side's reaction.
And positioning herself to achieve that ultimate goal.
Gender equality.
Right. You can see this in a lot of her landmark cases.
Like Reed v. Reed.
Exactly. Challenging that law that favored men and, handling estates.
Major turning point.
A pivotal moment, it established a precedent that would impact countless other cases for years to come.
So many doors opened because of that.
It's pretty amazing to consider the ripple effect of her work.
I know. I mean, she paved the way for so many women to pursue their dreams, achieve their full potential.
It's an incredible legacy.
It really is.
A testament to the power of, strategic thinking.
Persistence.
And that unwavering dedication to justice.
It's inspiring. As we wrap up this deep dive, I'm wondering, what are the key takeaways here? What can we learn from RBG's approach and apply to our own lives?
That's the big question, right? How do we take this inspiration and make it actionable?
Exactly.
I think one of the biggest things is that passion is great, but it's not enough.
Oh, interesting. So you're saying it takes more than just caring about a cause.
It does.
We need a plan, a strategic approach.
RBG's life shows us we need to be smart about it, strategic, and never give up.
Even when it gets hard.
Especially when it gets hard, we need to find those opportunities, build those alliances, and just keep pushing forward.
I love that. And I think it's also important to remember that change often happens, little by little.
Incrementally.
Right? We might not see the results right away.
But every step forward is a victory.
Worth celebrating.
Absolutely. RBG's story reminds us we all have the power to make a difference.
We can all be a part of this.
No matter who we are, what we do.
Whether it's speaking up against injustice, supporting a cause we believe in.
Even just being kind to each other.
Yeah, showing compassion in our daily lives, it all adds up.
It all contributes to a better world.
What an amazing deep dive.
It has been.
RBG's legacy is a reminder that, we can achieve anything if we set our minds to it.
With courage.
Determination.
And a little bit of strategic brilliance.
This has been so insightful. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the life of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. We hope you learned something new and feel inspired to create positive change. Until next time.